Hi, Ashley.
Hello, hello, darling.
How are you?
I am hanging in. I am a little bit tired, but I think it's the kind of up and down of this weather. I swear, I thought we were good. I thought we were, spring has sprung. We about to be in May, and we're still dipping down into the 30s. I'm over it.
It is chilly,
I'm
that's for
tired and I'm
sure.
over it. Let's be consistent. Let's come on. Sun is out longer. Let's stay beautiful.
I am enjoying the sun. It's bringing joy to me in a
Absolutely.
way that I'm just like, oh yeah, sunlight. And then I have peonies. If you follow me on social media, I've been posting them. I've just been so impressed on how they're thriving, and I'm just knocking on wood and praying like they maintain their um, gorgeousness. They're my favorite flower, and I finally planted them last year. And so to see them come back up this spring is just, you know, you just hold on to the happy.
Stop and smell those flowers, those peonies.
Yes, ma'am. Um, yeah, and I just like to highlight, shout out to my family. We got a chance to go to Michigan this weekend. And I got a chance to hang out with my parents and see my in-laws, and my daughter got to see her cousins. And so it feels good when you get a chance to hang out with your loved ones, especially when you don't get a chance to see them all that often. And it was reinvigorating, right? It was just like, okay, you know where you come from, so you keep doing what keep the motivation to keep going. And
Hmm.
and then the other thing I wanted to highlight on the podcast today was my wedding anniversary. We have been married, my husband and I, for 14 years. And
Oh
I'm
my
like, I
goodness.
feel like we could give advice now or something. I'm joking.
You could have given advice probably at year two, but yeah, 14 years in, y'all, it's locked in.
we
Y'all,
we we in
y'all a
here.
firm teenager now in y'all marriage. So
Yeah, so shout out to my husband David. I love you very much. And happy to, you know, walk this life journey with a partner like him. So,
beautiful. Happy anniversary.
and then our girlfriend Shamika, happy birthday, girl. Um,
Milestone.
Milestone birthday. So just wanted to just highlight all the fun family, friends, and loved ones really quick before we get into the mess. Let's go ahead and get into our first headline. I am looking at this article from M- Madame Noir. It says Vogue called the afro a quote cloud bob, and Black women are done with the blatant cultural appropriation. Ashley, the fact that they also made Tracy Ellis Ross, friend of the pod, the face of this quote unquote cloud bob took me out. I just like, first it was boxer braids, which we know as cornrows. Now it's evolved. There's now stitch braids and all this type of stuff, but call a thing a thing.
And also, don't make it seem like the Kardashians
Oh,
popularized it. How
that part.
ridiculous.
That part. Oh my goodness. I just it, you first of all, we had to freaking get laws put in place so that Black people could wear their hair the way their hair is naturally growing out of their head.
The
And now
Crown
you want to
Act.
take it and be like, oh, it's not an afro, this is a cloud bob.
So I had not heard about this. I had to do some Googling, but I realized as I was Googling, there's a story from Vogue from back September 2025 talking
Yes.
about how to wear the cloud bob, fall's breeziest haircut. I'm like, so it must be the name and imagery associated that has made people this time lose their minds because there was more diversity, it looks like, in the representation of the hairstyles when they talked about it previously. So I'm not sure
Yes.
why they decided to expand and focus on Tracy as the visual this time around, but we were just speaking well of Vogue for the first time in a long time recently for that cover with
Long
Anna and with Meryl
time.
Streep. And now here we are
It's much needed.
next week back in the shit. So I don't know what to say to y'all. Get some people with more cultural relevance
Who
and
greenlit this?
understanding.
Like, this is where the conversation is like, who's in this room? And like, did the person who knew what it was did they feel empowered enough to say something about it?
But it's also like it's embarrassing. If I were
Yes.
the staff, I would find it embarrassing because there's plenty of cultures and things that we don't know about. That's why you research, that's why you look into things. I understand there was somebody who like he was quoted as calling it that, and that's kind of what they ran with. But it's still just like if I were to talk about something that's not a part of my culture and try to rename it and things like that. It's arrogant and it's ignorant and it's embarrassing.
Yes.
So,
So I'm just gonna go ahead and quote Tracy Ellis Ross. She says here, well, she didn't say anything. She posted a picture of her in her glorious fro. I mean, obviously inspired by her mother too, the way that she used to wear it back in the day. But Pattern Beauty's comment was like the top one that says, "We will forever rock afros."
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
shout out to me and my cloud bob right now too. Um, Afro all day. Uh, so speaking of magazines, we got some cover girls. And I say plural because this first one, we do have two beautiful, beautiful girlies. Rihanna and her baby girl Rocky are on the cover of W magazine. It is the pop issue. And I have never been a baby fever person. Yes, I have a child, but I've never been like a baby person. There's only been like two times in my life where I'm like, do I have baby fever?
Mm-hmm.
And this baby girl right here is stinking adorable. I cannot with this precious face. Um,
It's funny because I was like, she looks like the brothers and yet distinctly different. And,
yes, because
you
those
know,
boys,
they look
they
like
are,
twins.
they do,
Yeah.
they do. Um, and this whole article is fantastic. I started reading it, um, obviously for the podcast, but what I love about it is, and I'm reading part of the subtitle here is friends, collaborators, lovers from ASAP Rocky to SZA to Mariah Carey and Mary J. Blige share their stories about the trailblazing artist, mogul, and mother. So this entire article is like asking her friends, asking Mariah Carey, what did you think when you first met her? Asking Ari Star, like, how did it feel to meet your idol? Like, asking ASAP Rocky, what y'all like to do together. Apparently, they like to read documentary, or not read, but they like to watch documentaries. For they asked Pharrell, can you summarize Rihanna in one sentence? And he said he calls her a force. So um I think this is a fun article. And of course, Rihanna is eating all of these looks. It's giving, French aristocrat, very much funky, like some of the photography looks like you're looking through a bowl kind of deal. Like it's just I love it. I love it. She's that girl. They even interview Sarah Paulson. I'm
From their
like, okay,
time in
Sarah Paulson.
Oceans. Yeah.
Yep.
I
So
think this cover reminded me that I miss Rihanna, you know,
I know. I know.
like not just as a artist musically, but as an artist creative and seeing her out there and, you know, y'all, I don't know if y'all remember. I don't know if
I
y'all
mean,
remember
every
Rihanna's
time
era
Rihanna
and
got
reign.
a Vogue cover, I would just scream. We talked about this actually just a couple of weeks ago, our love for magazines. Whenever Rihanna got like a Vogue cover or just did some type of avant-garde photo shoot, she's such a baddie. Like her editorials are just like the looks and things iconic. I mean, that's why she has like that famous lookbook, right? Because
Mhm.
her spreads, again, she's another one. The supermodels better be lucky that she did not decide to make this her full-time
Yeah.
gig.
Yeah. Fabulous. Miss her.
Very much
Thank you for
so.
popping out for us.
Thank you. After baby number 3, she's like, let me go ahead and remind y'all who I am. You needed me. That's my song too. Woo, that's my song. Another cover girl. Put that bass in your walk. The one, the only Nia Long. She is on the cover
My
of
cousin.
Self,
Hmm.
and she is looking phenomenal. This dark, like ox blood red background is everything with her skin, the looks. She looks phenomenal. She looks
She always looks
phenomenal.
phenomenal. Shout out to this era of Black women who have only gotten better with age. And I mean it, every single one of them. Of only
Absolutely.
Regina, Sanaa, I
Yes.
mean, all of y'all,
Yes.
Megan, all of y'all
Both
look
Regina's,
fabulous. Both
Hall
Reginas,
and
all
yes,
whatever the black celebs of this generation right now who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s drink, eat. I need the formula because y'all look phenomenal. But Nia Long,
absolutely.
90s, it girl, and still it girl.
That's what it
Yes,
says
that's my
here.
cousin in my mind, but also the blueprint of what one of the blueprints of what that natural beauty that people always talk about
Yes.
was. I love
Correct.
when she's talking about in a video some of her favorite iterations of herself was with the short hair because I'm like, you and Halle
Yes.
Berry, baby, set
Yep.
the standard for these shortcuts that everybody's still trying to emulate to this day. And so you talk
Absolutely.
about iconic beauty. Nia Long is an iconic beauty. I love that she's in this era of her life where she's like, I'm figuring it out. I need these men to be signing NDAs if we gonna date. I
Yes.
need to get out in these streets and mess with some youngins and live
Because she
my
says she's
life.
been a serial
In
monogamist,
the
and she's
because
like,
she had that whole relationship with the one
mm-hmm.
basketball
Yes,
coach,
yes, yes, she did. And he
honey.
decided to act a fool. But I'm so glad you say that because on this cover is like Nia Long, still that girl.
Girl,
And
been that girl.
that's period. And of course, this is all part of the press for the Michael Jackson movie. She plays the mother to the Jackson Five,
Catherine.
Catherine's story. And here are some of the quotes that had me cackling. They asked her about, what's your strategy when choosing roles? She says, the only strategy I have in this game is my bank account.
Cut that check.
uh, Pay me. Okay. Speaking of Rihanna, bitch, you better have my money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the summary of that.
Oh, y'all
And then,
think y'all want it all? Sorry.
we also have, I work hard to make sure that when I represent us, it's not just someone putting their agenda on me. So she is very intentional of how she represents us as in the black community, and we love her. We love her for that. This whole spread, I feel like I'm gonna have to pick up these magazines and have to make a vision board out of some of these looks because it's giving. So let's go ahead and get into the initial reaction to the Michael movie. Okay. Girl, these critics are saying boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. It is currently sitting at 35% critic scores, and that's with 124 reviews. A lot of people are just saying it's empty. It's like it's boring. It's giving greatest hits, but there's no like it's
Story.
no meat. It's no meat. It's giving neck bone. You know what I mean? Like,
Perhaps that's because his family was involved, so they steered clear
yes,
of every interesting
yes.
aspect possible.
So I'm so glad that you say that because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, because they were so heavily involved. I mean, his freaking nephew is playing him. Shout out to Jafar. Um, it was either going to be authentic and they're going to really tap into something, or it's going to be glossed over, like kind of like Eddie Murphy's documentary on Netflix. It was very much, you could tell he was in control. They didn't go into any, I mean, they didn't even say his current wife's name in that freaking documentary, let alone go into, some of the stuff we know good and darn well happened.
Same thing I said about the Luther doc. It's nothing new under the sun that y'all have
Shallow.
covered or, given the audience, and these are documentaries and biographies of these people. Now, I didn't know until I was reading a little bit that Janet wasn't portrayed in this film because she chose not to be.
Well, Latoya in an interview on the red carpet said that she kindly requested not to be included.
Hmm.
And one of the quotes I saw that had me cackling was like, one thing Latoya is going to do is she's going to tell the Jacksons business. Oh my gosh. But his kids showed up to the premiere, Coleman Domingo and his look. Shout out to Wayman and Micah. They just, oh, Coleman. He's so stylish. It looks like it was like a whole, event. We'll see. I know you said that you will not be seeing this film.
My mom
Um,
is trying to force it upon me as her birthday celebration, so we will see.
I feel like I will probably see it. Now, am I going to see it in theaters? I don't think so. But, you know, it's okay. Uh and let's moving on to the next headline we have here. I'm looking at Black Enterprise. Pucker up. Teyana Taylor is the new face of Revlon for makeup's brand super lustrous lipstick. Now, sis, she has a pout on her, so this makes so much sense. Um, I love the commercial bag. Let's get it. Come on. I haven't thought about Revlon in years. I'm not gonna lie. I am a Sephora girly, so a lot of my lipsticks are probably overpriced, but I love them.
I think
Okay,
I have
shout out.
one good Revlon red. I
Do
think.
you?
I'm pretty sure. Like
So
the way I started sampling lipsticks was if Sephora, whatever my birthday gift was from
yeah,
Sephora, I
yeah,
usually ended up adopting that lipstick. Then I got into Fenty lipstick and some other things, but OG Ashley, who did not really do makeup or any of those things, yeah, I had a Revlon red. I had because you can get that shit from the drugstore. So,
yeah.
if I'm just going to the Walgreens, I'm like, all right, I just need to get something real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead to Revlon.
The way my allergies are set up, I joke about shopping exclusively at Sephora, but real talk, the the store bought lipsticks have too much fragrance. Those that fragrance, that's usually associated with it. It bothers me. I'm sneezing, my eyes are watering. And so I found brands at Sephora that I don't have that, adverse reaction to.
That's fair. There's a lot of chemicals and things and cosmetics that we were not privy to that definitely makes sense. But I think just it being a powerhouse, long-standing brand and her getting this opportunity, to your point, is
Exactly.
phenomenal.
Yes, yes,
But
yes, yes,
the
yes.
thing I was just noticing most about Tiana recently was this recreation of talking about Janet, that
Yes.
if dum 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 dum
Yeah.
dum dum for the People magazine spread. I said, girl, you better.
Her team did a phenomenal job. And yeah, Janice saw it and loved it too. It made me so happy.
That is my favorite iteration of Miss Janet Jackson. So,
Oh, really? Isn't that
mhm.
was that during the Velvet Rope
No,
tour?
that was during the Janet tour.
The Janet
The
tour.
Janet
Okay.
album, my favorite album. Part of it too is it in a very inappropriate. It captured me as a child, right? Like that was one of my first concerts to go see Janet on the Janet tour at the Hera Arena back in the day. So should I have listened to some of that music? No. Was
Probably
was
not.
I? Were we all? Yes.
You said were we all? That's so funny. Yeah, I saw this girl on the internet talking about, you remember that old school Janet Jackson song? It doesn't really matter what they have to see. And it's somebody who was like around our age. They were like, why does it have to be old school though? Like, why?
What was that? The early 2000s? You talking about old school?
Yes. Speaking of
Again,
Eddie Murphy, because that was her song from the
Dr.
Nutty
Doolittle.
Professor.
Oh, I was thinking Dr. Doolittle.
So that's early 2000.
Again, this is going back to the conversation we had last week about these kids don't know nothing about music beyond them, which is just devastating.
Yeah, that's crazy actually. That's a great point. All right, Ashley. The, the Devil Wears Prada 2, they are coming, you know, they're coming so correct on this red carpet for these premieres. And it's bringing me a lot of joy. So I've been scouring the internet trying to identify, like, can somebody please give me the picture and the name of like what they're wearing? Even Vogue didn't give me what I was looking for, and it made me very sad. But I found it. Okay, so I want to talk about Anne Hathaway's red satin Louis Vuitton gown. Okay, she looks so amazing. Meryl Streep showed up, looking wonderful. Let's see, what does she wear? Are they giving it to me? Givenchy, this red cape coat, and then she had the nice luxurious opera gloves. Um, and then of course she wore the sunglasses, which is a now homage to Anna Wintour. And then freaking Emily Blunt in Scaparelli. I was like,
You always know it's
y'all,
Scaparelli when it's that structured.
I it just looks so freaking good. And I love that she went for it too. Like, and then of course we love Stanley Tucci. I
Yes,
think it's
God
funny that
bless
nobody actually
Stanley.
wore Prada though, on the first night in NYC.
You know, two on the nose. I also love some of the imagery I saw, like a post of what they look like on the red carpet of the first premiere versus this premiere, and the fact
Yes.
that they have all just gotten better with time and
Yes.
age and the looks, but also this London premiere look of Anne Hathaway's in
Yes.
that
Yes.
black.
Yes.
Baby, y'all know I'm a sucker for the black, and she was a stunner with the sleek pony and everything. Come on.
I love Anne when she does a good sleek pony. She's love, love, love. Um, yeah, I'm ready. Are we going? We going together, Ashley?
Absolutely. This is a moment. This
Yes.
is this is a moment. I'm almost tempted to not wear sweats. That's how much of a moment it is. I'm
What?
tempted. I know, shocking. Cause I was we when we went out for Shamika's birthday, y'all better believe I almost walked out in sweats. And I said I will at least put on jeans if I'm gonna go to
You're like, that's
dinner.
the bare minimum.
Yeah, that's all I'm
Simone
telling y'all. It's hard for
Ashley
me now.
also has been looking great. Like she looked
She
great in the
always
green.
does.
And then that was for the NYC. And then for the London, she wore this beautiful pink gown. Again, I can't find the name of what she wore at this time, but she looked amazing. And I'm so glad she's in this freaking movie because to me, I think it aligns with like one, her beauty. Like,
I
and
think it's
it's just,
Versace in the pink. I think it's
is it
Versace.
Versace? Okay.
But
And
another
she's
thing
playing
says
one
it's
of Miranda's
Mugler.
assistants.
So it's a brand.
I know. They don't make it as easy, I feel like it used to be. Like name, picture,
It's Mugler.
designer,
It's Mugler.
Mugler.
Yeah, it's from
Okay, cool.
1984 Resort. And then yeah, Meryl Streep at the London premiere did wear Prada. So
Good, good, good. Lady Gaga also came out at the New York premiere as well. Um, this Vanity Fair headline says The Devil Wears Prada 2 world premiere was, quote, like Coachella for queer people.
well, there you go. I want to do one fabulous red carpet in life. Like, let me just get, we've talked about this before. Let me get all dolled up, full glam,
Yes.
pop out, hit that red carpet, then let me get back into my sweats and eat really good. I just want the looks
I
one
want
good
to be
time.
styled by like Law or Wait and or, Women in Micah,
Hmm.
that type of level
Yep.
of
Cinch me up,
stylist
do all the things.
and just, I know I'd be in good hands, you know.
Hmm. Fabulous. We just want to be fabulous one good time.
I don't it doesn't even have to be one time, but okay.
I I'm just saying, can I get it
You
once? I
said
mean,
minimum.
if
That's
if
your
it's
minimum.
multiple, that's fine. I mean, I've literally have been trying to manifest this with my Pinterest board lately, where I'm just capturing these just gorgeous makeup looks and things that I've been seeing. Particularly, shout out to what's her name? Zoe. Is it Zoe? Who am I thinking of? It's not Zoe. It's
Olandria.
no. Even though I really do enjoy Alandria, she's beautiful.
Mm.
Um, why am I blanking from Blackish and from all the things?
Oh,
Grownish.
yeah. You're talking about why am I forgetting her name right
It's
now?
crazy.
Her name was Zoe on the
Yeah.
show, but
I was
in
like, it's
real
not
life,
Zoe. I'm tripping. Let
oh
me go
my
to my
gosh.
Pinterest.
I know this girl's name, but we're just going to Yara
Yara
Shahidi.
Shahidi. Oh my God. I'm Yara. I swear. I know you so well.
You are
Trust.
one of our girls,
Yeah.
okay?
But I've been
Like,
saving so many of her gorgeous makeup looks lately. So I'm
mhm,
manifesting it.
absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and get into our hot topic, Ashley. You and I are corporate girlies, and Emma Grede just came out with her first book, actually. Uh, what's the name of it? Let me look at it because I'm actually reading through it. I'm like halfway through it. Start with yourself. I have to say, like I said, I'm halfway through the book, and honestly, when you read the book, it's all from her perspective. And so a lot of the things that are gaining traction on the internet, um, she's really speaking out of her experience. So the two main things that people have been up in arms over has been one, being a 3 hour mom, and then two, going into the office saying, you can't make your way to the C suite by working from home. And a lot of people have a lot of things to say about it. So, in regards to being like the 3 hour mom, if you are working and you have a child that's like in school all day, being a 3 hour mom is not far fetched. By the time you work your whole day, the kid makes it home, whether you pick it up, you pick them up, pick it up, whether you pick up the child or um, the bus drops them off, you really have time for dinner, homework, maybe some light reading or a game, bath time, and then bed. About 3 hours. Like it's just like, especially depending on what time your child goes to bed. So to me, I'm like, working moms know good and darn well that's a real possibility. Now, granted, her structure is different because she has 4 children, 2 nannies. She's very vocal about not reading the emails the teachers send you, like having her focus be on what she needs to focus on. Honestly, a lot of her advice does seem very patriarchal in that nobody talked about how Steve Jobs wore the same thing every day to minimize the amount of, you know, decisions you have to make in a day.
You mean nobody spoke negatively about it? It
Negatively
was revered
correct.
and mimicked.
And what Emma is doing is actually the same thing in regards to like, yes, she has her children. Yes, she cares about them, but she is not in the gritty details when it comes to all the things that goes on with rearing a child. And again, she has the resources and a partner to balance that off of.
I
So
don't
for me, I didn't think it was that big of a deal,
I don't
but
think people actually have a problem with it. I think they have a problem with the audacity of her to say it.
hmm, okay,
That's what I think.
okay,
That's what I took from it. Because I'm like,
because
a lot of y'all don't even like y'all kids.
who and a lot of y'all be trying to find ways to put pawn them on other people.
A lot of y'all
So
don't
to
even
me,
like
the
y'all kids.
idea, because I'm like, she's not the first mother that I've encountered that tries to figure out ways to keep her kids occupied without them, like without her being present.
I just think
Okay.
it's like a woman, a mom having the audacity to say these things out loud and feel this way. To say she's happy being a core memory parent. Oh, how dare you?
First of all, that was hilarious to
You're
me,
a
though. I'm not gonna
mom.
lie. I cackled. I was like, but again, reading her book, you understand that she was a parental vise. Forgive me for not saying that word correctly. Child. She was the oldest of like I think a total of like 4, and she was responsible for taking care of her younger sisters while her mom was a single mom working long hours, not being there for pickup, not being there for cooking, because Emma had to do all that type of stuff. She also talked about, dropping out of school and realizing that she had difficulties because she was dyslexic, and very much living on the hard streets of London. Like, and so for people who have that experience of like being independent at a very young age, I think I can understand what she's saying in terms of like, they'll be all right. I turned out okay. She talked about community being important. Also, so, as long as you have the right community, your kids will be all right. I want to get to the other topic though. The whole having to be in person in order to grow your career. And, this is where I was like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Emma, but especially with her talking to Black women in America, one of the biggest groups, first of all, one of the most educated group in America, but then also the largest group hit by this administration and everybody making an excuse to get rid of Black people in the workplace. It's like we've done that, been there, done that, got the education, and still that proximity to quote unquote power did not serve us. So what are you talking about? Because honestly, for a lot of Black people, working from home is good for their mental health. It minimized the microaggressions, allowed them to actually get their work done, and then, you know, again, it's the microaggressions.
Yeah, and flexibility for people who may not have affordable access to childcare and a lot of other resourcing that you can take advantage of when you do have a more flexible schedule and don't have to be in a brick and mortar office. I mean, I guess the feedback that I have is different strokes for different folks. Like, I don't think that Emma or anybody else is can speak to anything really outside of their own perspective and experience, and that's what she's giving you guys. So take it or leave it, really. I think she's, from what I've seen, been very adjacent to whiteness in a way that has allowed her to succeed in business
Yep.
between the Kardashians, between her husband, and that affluence that she's been able to experience is not going to obviously be everybody's journey. So take her advice with a grain of salt. If it works for you, great. For many people, it's not going to, especially when we talk about Black women and the barriers to entry, the barriers to capital, the barriers to a lot of
Girl.
accessibility, even as entrepreneurs, which is her primary journey that she's speaking of, to my knowledge, is her entrepreneurial journey.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, take it or leave it. And the fact that she's gone on such a promo tour amongst Black media is interesting
Yes.
to me because I hadn't ever
Very.
really heard from her in
Never.
Black spaces before now. So
And I think that was intentional. But yeah. And like I've always been,
strategic, yes.
yes. Exactly. Um, yeah. I've always I've been inspired by her, and I still am. At like I said, I do appreciate what she has to say, but I do think it's interesting though that she did grind, she did, work very hard for where she is, but she worked for her husband before he was her husband, and he was successful in the industry. No, don't get me wrong. She made her own relationships and her own partnerships. I just I think people her cards end up working out for her. That's what I will say.
It is her journey.
Her journey worked out for her, and I feel like people can be very cynical when looking at her journey, especially when um a wealthy husband comes into play. No, don't get me wrong. She's very adamant on saying, like, yes, I worked for him. Yes, I eventually created these own companies independently, and then he does partner with her every once in a while because he's the CEO of Skims. And she does all the merchandising things.
Let's not
But
let's not negate though the power of proximity and the power of being in the rooms with the people who can help you get the steps you need to take in a career. So whether or not he was an initial investor in some of her companies, to me is a little bit neither here nor there. If you had access to the rooms because of this relationship, because of these connections you were able to make to be able to help you succeed faster and further. Because the older you get, the more you truly realize it is about who you know
it
in
is
terms of a lot of opportunity you will see in
absolutely
this life.
so, like,
So,
I wish I had known this too, especially like really known this going into college, because again, I do appreciate my college experience. Shout out to Bowling Green State University. I met my husband there, I met my best friend there. I've got a quality business education that has really served me in my career this far. Um, but I do understand why people try to get into certain schools, because at the end of the day, it is about the networking. And
yes,
the
people
more you're
hire who
able
they
to
know,
know, yes,
people hire
the
who they like.
correct. At every job I've ever had in corporate, I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. Okay, shout out to that, know somebody that knows some.
Yeah. And again, this is not to negate her success. All I'm saying is take people's advice with a grain of salt. This is what worked for her. It is not a blanket of advice that is going to apply to everybody. There's gems I'm sure you'll be able to get out of Emma's story, but like that's why I don't really care about like feeding into a backlash or a criticism because she's speaking to her own experience and that's her right. Do you, girl? Does not mean that's going to work for everybody. Just keep that in mind.
It's that's a very healthy way of looking at it, Ashley. But people are hurting, and
They
this
said, I don't want to
economy
hear
is
that shit.
rough. Yeah.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Every other day, some major corporation is laying off thousands of
Yep,
people after having record profits. Disney just laid off 1,000 people.
they sure did.
Disney. And before that, Amazon, no, Oracle, 30,000 people. Amazon, 10,000 people. Facebook, thousands of people. So, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. This marketplace is rough, and all you hear is AI, AI, AI. And then all she's like, and then it's the return to office mandates too. You know what I mean? It's one thing to say, hybrid. They're throwing hybrid out the window. Bring your ass back into this office
5 days a week.
5 days a week.
I mean, not me, but yeah.
I know, but it's like tariffs, gas prices, cost of living. It's all high.
Everything is so expensive. Yeah, so I get it. I get it. But point y'all in somewhere else. This lady ain't worth it. She wrote a book. She's spreading her thoughts. There's way bigger fish to fry out here. So,
Girl, and we didn't even talk about the tragedies. What a femicide instances has been going on. So yeah, I feel like she's an easy target right now because there's a lot of high angst
yeah.
going on.
Like if you're writing a think piece about her, just know I get it because you want a lower hanging fruit at the moment, but we know there's the biggie and baddies out here. So,
All right, Ashley. Well, that's all I have for today.
okay.
What are we going to do next week?
So it's crazy to think that we are almost in May and we have not had an in conversation yet.
This year is flying
Y'all
by.
know we love to get a chance to talk to industry insiders, share
Yes.
their perspective, get a bit about their journey, hear about their projects, and this is no exception. We got a chance to sit down and chat with Will Adams. He is a director, filmmaker, producer out of Chicago.
Yes.
His latest project, Tubi Movie, is out and available via Plex, and he's joining us to talk about his journey, talk about the project, talk about just other aspects of filmmaking and that process. And Delora and I also get to chat with him a bit, just generally about the love of film and his Mount
Yes.
Rushmore of filmmakers and all the things. So looking forward to bringing that to you guys on Tuesday.
Can't wait.
It's a date. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming back for yet another episode. We appreciate it. Don't forget, we are getting close to the end of the month. Please get out and vote for us for the Women Podcasters Awards if
Yes.
you have not already.
And thank you so much for those who have placed their votes. We greatly
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. The link will be in show notes as usual. If you have voted, share it out with other people you know. We appreciate you. We'll be back with that recap. We'll be back with that in conversation. But in the meantime, as always, be blessed.
Bye.